Hello, everybody. My name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com. We got a big couple of weeks ahead of us, actually even a couple of months with the World Cup qualifiers, the South American World Cup qualifiers. We have a lot to get to. I figured I'd do this live. Honestly, I was going to do this in separate videos, but I thought, hey, why not? Let's do it live. If we get some people in, I'll take your questions, take your comments, and we'll talk about it all. We'll talk about the squad. Obviously, Lionel Scaloni, the coach, has selected his squad of players for September's World Cup qualifying matches. We're going to talk about the restrictions put in place by the Premier League, by La Liga, and by Syria A. Obviously, those coming out from yesterday up until just a couple of hours ago. The players not being allowed to travel. It's like a travel ban thing, obviously, because of COVID, the protocols. The different leagues don't want the players to go to the red list or the countries on the red list. South America, pretty much all of it is on the list. So let's get to it. If you guys are in the chat, drop by, say hello. Let me know where you're from. We usually get a ton. I don't even know what time it is in the different time zones. I'm in Eastern Standard Time. It's 7:15 p.m. We usually get a lot of people, obviously, from Canada, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, literally everywhere. So if you guys are in the chat, let me know where you're from. First things first, let's just kind of get to it. Before we even get to the restrictions, let's get to the team. Let's look at the squad that Lionel Scaloni has selected. And just before we get into it, so Lokesh, hello from Nepal. Hello, I hope you're well. I hope you're well, my friend. If I'm not mistaken, it's early morning for you. If I'm not mistaken, early Thursday morning. We have Sayan from West Bengal, India. Uvais from Kerala. Roman from Bangladesh. Excellent. So we're gonna, everywhere here. Jaden from the Netherlands. 1 a.m. Hello, Jaden. So just everywhere, really from everywhere. Excellent. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, everybody. Once more, my name is Roy Nemmer. And Dennis Crane. Apologies if I mispronounce any of your names. Very, very good question. What will the squad look like if there's no Serie A, no Premier League, or no La Liga? We're going to see. We're going to try and dissect that a little bit, see potentially who Scaloni could pick. There's a decent amount of players in the French league, maybe the Netherlands as well. So let's take a look. Sayan says it's 4:45 a.m. in India. Thank you for staying up. Thank you for joining us. This was not advertised. This is just kind of a last-minute thing. Spur of the moment, I said, you know what, let's just do this live, and we'll talk about it. So first things first, let's get to the list. Hopefully, everyone could kind of see it here. So the list, the goalkeepers, the squad that Lionel Scaloni has selected. We have 4 goalkeepers: Emiliano Martinez, Franco Armani, Juan Musso, and Geronimo Rulli. The 4 goalkeepers there. Defenders: Gonzalo Montiel, Nahuel Molina, Germán Pasella, Juan Foyth is back in the squad, Christian Romero, Nicolas Otamendi, Lucas Martinez Cuarta, Lisandro Martinez, Marcos Acuna, Nicolas Tagliafico. Midfield: Rodrigo de Paul, Ezequiel Palacios, Leandro Paredes, Guido Rodriguez, Nicolas Dominguez, Giovanni Lo Celso, and Alejandro Papu Gomez. And the forwards up front, the hero of the final, of the Copa America final, Angel Di Maria. And then we have another Angel who's absolutely on fire, who leads actually La Liga in goals, Angel Correa. We have Julian Alvarez, Joaquin Correa, Nicolas Gonzalez, Emiliano Buendia, Lautaro Martinez, Lionel Messi, and the big return of Paulo Dybala. So the jewel is back in the squad. Taking a look at it, it's obviously very, very similar to the squad that won the Copa America. Obviously, just a couple of absentees, like of Sergio Aguero, who's out injured. And Agustin Marchesin, the goalkeeper, is out injured as well. MN, what's up? Buddy, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. And Sayan, so big question by Sayan. Why is Mauro Icardi not in the squad? That's a big question. I'll answer that right now. Initially, according to reports out of the Argentine media, Icardi was supposed to be in the squad. Icardi was supposed to be selected for the squad for September's World Cup qualifying matches. However, if you guys have been following the website, mundoalbiceleste.com, or my Twitter, at Roy Nemmer, you'll have seen that Mauro Icardi is actually injured. He got injured last weekend for PSG, shoulder injury, and he is out for 3 to 4 weeks. So all things considered, if he gets back in time, scores a couple of goals, we might see him back in the Argentina squad for October's World Cup qualifying matches. So that's the case with Mauro Icardi. Roman says, talk about Dybala. Well, let's talk about Dybala. Let's get to Dybala. Obviously, he's a fan favorite. On the website we get a lot of questions, a lot of comments about Dybala. I get a lot of comments as well through Twitter. What do you guys think about Dybala? Let me know. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts. I want your thoughts. Are you happy that Dybala is back in the squad? And would you start Dybala in the starting 11? So let me know. Leave a comment. What do you guys think about Dybala? Are you happy he's back in the squad? And would you start him in the starting 11? Let me know. And as you guys are writing it up, MN, long time no see. Yeah, still over the moon. We broke the curse. South American champions, absolutely always good, always fun to say. Argentina are South American champions, Copa America champions. So we're going to get to that. And Lokesh has a question as well regarding the qualifiers possibly being played in Europe. So we're going to get to all of that. So my thing with Dybala is I'm happy he's back in the squad. I understand why he was left out of the Copa America squad. As sad as it may have been for him, I understand. Obviously, he had COVID last season, did not do too well. Obviously, injuries as well. And Juventus as a whole did not, they didn't really shine, and that did not help him either. So a couple of factors made it that Dybala was not selected. And in my opinion, I think it was Papu Gomez who ended up taking his spot. If we're looking at a kind of a similar type of player, I think it was Papu Gomez that took his spot. Let's see what everyone here thinks. So Shah Fitness writes, Dybala, right time for Argentina? Yes, I believe it's the right time. We saw during the Copa America and after the Copa America, Dybala would post pictures on Instagram and social media of him training and working out and getting ready for the new season. So he looks to be in shape. He looks to be good, looks to be sharp. Obviously, the opening season for Juventus, opening match of the season, versus Udinese, he had a goal in the first 4 minutes and also had an assist in the 2-2 draw. So he's on fire to start the season. He is on fire. Roman writes, happy to see Dybala in the squad. Hope he will play. Patrick Saloom writes, time for Dybala to shine. Ayman, Dybala should be essential in the squad all the way to the World Cup. Dennis, Dybala, good to be in the squad, but in the past said it's hard to play with Messi as they play in the same position. I wonder how this would be resolved. Icardi may be a better fit. So I agree to a certain extent. Yes, obviously Dybala has mentioned that in the past, but I think Dybala has shown, specifically in 2019 at the Copa America versus Chile, that he could play actually alongside Messi. So I'm not too worried about that. As long as his head's in the game, I think we're good. And Icardi, obviously different type of player from Dybala. Icardi just a pure number 9, a poacher, really guy, a predator in the box. Dybala, a bit more versatile. Bridget, I love the comments, by the way, everybody. Keep them coming. Bridget, yes, I would start Dybala. He linked well with Messi in the 2019 Copa America third place match. Took the words right out of my mouth. Literally what I just said a couple moments ago. Exactly. So I would personally, yes, I would select Dybala in the squad. I'm not sure if I would get him in the starting 11. Maybe more as a substitute, at least for the first match, just to see how it kind of goes. But if you guys can make a case for him to be in the starting 11, I'm all ears. I am all ears. And I cannot lie, when we have our best starting 11 all fit, I don't see how Dybala fits our team. That's precisely it. That's the thing for me. Obviously, Scaloni has a winning formula, just won the Copa America, not conceding a lot of goals, not scoring many goals either, but not conceding. And the team seems to gel. The team really, really seems to gel. The midfield's there, Lo Celso, Paredes, and obviously De Paul. Up front, we're getting Messi, we're getting Lautaro, and then sometimes we're getting either Nicolas Gonzalez or Angel Di Maria. So who would you bench for Dybala, right? It's kind of difficult. Master Azar asks, Roy, do you think Messi will retire after the World Cup for international? Way too early to tell. Possibly, who knows? But I don't want to talk about Messi's retirement right now. I don't think anybody does. Let's enjoy him for as much as we can, and who knows what the future holds for him and for the rest of the team. Shahim Ahmed, MD, Tuco Correa joins Inter Milan. This could be very beneficial for Argentina. Yes, Joaquin Correa joining Inter Milan from Lazio. He would be playing alongside Lautaro Martinez. That does benefit the national team, absolutely, and does give Scaloni potentially more options, either in the starting 11 or as substitutes. And JB Massis, are you and Lucas still doing a video? We're scheduling conflicts. Let's put it at that. I would love to do a video with Lucas, good friend of mine. Just got to figure out the time. Dennis would definitely be a good alternative to Messi. God forbid Messi doesn't get injured in the World Cup. Absolutely, knock on wood. I just did. But yeah, a lot of people see and saw Dybala as a potential substitute or replacement for Messi down the line. I could kind of see it, but at the same time, if Scaloni could figure out a way to get them both to play together, I mean, versus Chile, the front three in 2019 at the Copa America, third place, it was Messi, Dybala, and Agüero. And it worked. So if we get a repeat, why not? All right. And Shah Fitness, I believe this Copa America is going to make Argentina stronger for the upcoming qualifications. I hope so. I truly believe so as well. Obviously, confidence should be as high as it has ever been in the past 28 years since they last won the Copa America. So, yeah, obviously it's a group of friends. Messi joining PSG, playing alongside Di Maria, Paredes as well, cannot hurt by any means. So I agree that I think the team overall should be very, very confident. Talking about the team, what do you guys think about the squad selection? The team that Scaloni picked, are you happy? Would you like to have seen maybe some other names, or are you content with the names that Scaloni selected? And once more, I'm going to put it back on the screen. Here we go. So this is obviously the attack, Di Maria, Correa. Like I said earlier, it's a very similar team to the one that won the Copa America. A big difference, Emiliano Buendia is in the squad. He was selected for the World Cup qualifiers, if you guys remember, versus Chile and versus Colombia, right before the Copa America, and then ultimately he was dropped for the Copa America. However, he is back in the team, in the squad by Lionel Scaloni. And the only other change really that I could think of, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head, is Juan Foyth. So Juan Foyth, same thing as Buendia. He was dropped from the team for the Copa America. Obviously he had a mistake, right? A big mistake versus Colombia, which led to the second goal in the dying seconds of the last World Cup qualifier back in June. But Foyth is back in the mix, and Geronimo, goalkeeper from Villarreal, he's back in the squad as well. Mostly, I would think, because Agustin Marquezin is out injured. Obviously, he had knee surgery, if I'm not mistaken. So he's out. And let's take a look at the chat. Here. We go. MN writes, it seems a lot of Argentina players are changing clubs this summer. I remember you said you don't want players to do that in a World Cup year. Yes, I did. I had a separate video about it where I kind of spoke about, I'm not the biggest fan of players moving clubs and leagues altogether. But, I can't control that. Obviously not. But who knows? It could be a very, very good thing. Mixed Sports asks about the South American qualifiers, if they're going to go on. We're going to get to that in just a minute. That is a topic of discussion, definitely. In just a couple of moments, we will get to it. Dennis, what are your thoughts on Kun Agüero? Poor fella is injured and not officially registered for Barcelona. Do you see him getting back to the national team? I'm an Agüero fan. Obviously, have his jersey right behind me, the 2018 World Cup jersey. I like Agüero. He's obviously up there in age. Injuries have not helped him. He's been injured for the better part, I would say, kind of on and off since 2014. I think 2014 was when the injuries really, really started. He's gone on. Yes, he scored some goals. Obviously, a Manchester City legend. But he can't catch a break, right? He really cannot catch a break. Was not fully fit for the Copa America. Still won. Obviously, still part of the squad. So very, very happy for him. Then there was the whole situation with Barcelona where he joined thinking he'd play alongside Messi. That didn't happen. Now Barcelona kind of struggling to register him. Barcelona trying to reduce their wages, trying to get the players to reduce their wages to be able to register Agüero and obviously some of the other players that they have in the team as well. So you have to feel for him, but you know what? He's in the last, unfortunately anyways, in the last part of his career. And I just want to see Agüero healthy. I want to see him happy, whether that's with the Argentina national team or not. I think he deserves it for everything he's done for Argentina, for his clubs. I just want to say Agüero happy and wherever he is and scoring goals. Master Azar asks, did Sergio Romero retire from Argentina? No, he didn't. Obviously, there was a big situation that happened in 2018 where he got selected for the World Cup. Then he got injured, and then reports came out that while he did get injured, he would be fit for Argentina's opening match versus Iceland at the World Cup. Sampaoli ended up dropping him from the team. Willy Caballero came on, became the first choice goalkeeper. Then he got dropped, obviously Franco Armani. But there was no statement or anything of the sort released by Romero. So no, technically not retired. Patrick asks, why is Scaloni still calling up 4 goalkeepers? If you know, I know. Let's put it that way. I don't know why. It's generally speaking, or historically speaking, it's always kind of been 3 goalkeepers. I'm not sure why he's selected 4 once more. I mean, there are 3 matches. God forbid, if someone gets injured or suspended or something. But I don't know why he's gone with 4. It appears to be the norm for him right now. Ronaldinho, Messi, Superfan 98, love the content, Roy. Thank you. Thank you for that. It means a lot. And if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure to hit that like button and make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing these a lot more often. Thank you, everybody. And Lokesh, why 4 goalkeepers? There you go. And Bridget, despite his mistake against Colombia, I think 4th is important. I spoke about this in the past with, I believe it was with Seba, with Sebastian Garcia. It's in the archives on YouTube regarding Foyth. As cruel and as maybe bad as this might come off, I'm kind of happy he was ultimately dropped for the Copa America. That just shows that, number 1, no one is safe, no one's place is secure. And number 2, Foyth is still young and he's still learning, obviously playing as a center back and playing as a right back and everywhere. And he's shown rather that he is prone to making those mistakes. And yes, he will hopefully learn from them. But in a tournament like the Copa America or any tournament or even a World Cup qualifier, you need to be sharp. Lately, unfortunately, Foyth has not shown that. Him being back in the squad, especially after the squad won the Copa America, could be very beneficial for him to learn and grow. Whether he starts or not is a different question altogether. Dennis, I'm going to get Dennis in just a second. Roman, if Emi can't play due to restrict, do you think Armani will start? I think so, and we're going to get to it in just a second, but I think if Emiliano Martinez cannot play or cannot travel with the Argentina national team in September, I think Franco Armani is the second choice goalkeeper, and at the moment, the only goalkeeper based in South America, so technically the only one that could travel. At this point, I don't think we have a choice. Dennis, I like the team, just worried about the defense and Otamendi's age. Look, I said it before and I got attacked for it, and I'm going to say it again, and hopefully everybody understands my point of view. I get Otamendi is not getting any younger. I fully understand that. But you know what? If you look at Chiellini, if you look at Bonucci in the Euros for Italy, they were solid. They were very solid. Nicolas Otamendi at the Copa America was, and maybe I'm being biased, but he showed and he proved that he was just as reliable as any other top defender, any other top center back. He had one mistake versus Chile, and even that was maybe more Tagliafico or maybe a whole defensive mistake from the entire back line. But other than that, Otamendi was rock solid, played a fantastic game in the final versus Brazil. So if we're looking just for the next year, if Otamendi could keep up his form for the next year with Benfica, and I watched Benfica's game, I believe it was yesterday actually, versus it was a Dutch team, PSV Eindhoven. He played very well. Otamendi played very, very well. So if he could stay fit and keep it up, I would start him in Qatar next year at the World Cup, obviously if Argentina qualify. Sajib just joined. Love from Bangladesh. Thank you, buddy. Much love from me to you and from me to everybody. Amen. So Messi will be able to play. For the moment, Ligue 1, the league in France, have not released the statement, have not restricted anybody or any team or anything like that to travel. Messi reportedly has a clause in his contract with PSG where the Argentina national team kind of take priority over PSG. And what that means is if PSG have a match and Argentina have a match, well, the club cannot block him from traveling. So that is in, apparently, or reportedly rather, that is in Messi's contract with PSG. But obviously, if the league as a whole decides to block it, then that might be a whole different scenario. But for the time being, everybody in France, Lionel Messi, Angel Di Maria, and Leandro Paredes are all good to travel in September for the matches. That's so far. Shaw Fitness. Foyth will only get better. He surely will learn from his mistake against Colombia. Look, I think so. I think so. I hope so as well. He's still very young, and like I said, maybe him being away from the team, similar to Paulo Dybala, maybe him being away from the team will give him that extra boost, that extra, you know what, I have to work harder, and I got to do my best, and I got to stay sharp to get back into the team. Maybe that's the boost that he needs. Ayman, 3 games in 7 days is a good test for Scaloni's ability to handle the play, the game plan, and the lineup in each game. I agree. I definitely agree. But at the same time, I would say that Scaloni has shown that he can handle it, because we had a World Cup qualifier versus Chile, and then about 4 days later against Colombia, and then about 3-4 days after that, the Copa America started. So and they played Copa America started versus Chile, and then a couple of days right after versus Uruguay, and then after that versus Paraguay. And Argentina essentially played about 5 matches in the span of, I think it was about 2 weeks or so. So I think he's shown that he can handle it, and with the mentality that these guys have and everything, just the start of the season, a couple of them are just coming off the break. So I think he's shown that, and I think the players will hopefully, anyways, be fresh. Now, I do have a question for you guys before continuing. Which player, Lionel Messi aside, which player are you most looking forward to seeing in an Argentina shirt? Are you guys most looking forward to seeing Paulo Dybala? Are you guys just happy to see Rodrigo de Paul and what he can offer, especially now under Diego Simeone? Which player against Venezuela? Because obviously Argentina played Venezuela and then Brazil and then Bolivia. So which player are you guys most looking forward to seeing versus Venezuela on September 2nd? Lionel Messi aside, obviously. Roman writes, Dybala. Yes, personally speaking, for me, it is Dybala. Dybala and potentially Buendia, if Emiliano Buendia gets the chance. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Dybala can do with this team, what he can add to the team. Like I said earlier, he looked sharp for Juventus, and he looked determined, and he looks fit. And I don't think we've ever seen Dybala this determined. And again, I'm just judging this based off of one match and off his social media posts in the past couple of months. But he looks fit, he looks determined, and I don't think we've ever seen a Dybala this determined. And Dybala this determined could be very dangerous to the opposition. So for me, it is Dybala. Emiliano Buendia could add that versatility in midfield, in attack. He's another one I'm looking forward to seeing if given the chance to play. John writes, good morning, everybody. John from Malaysia, good friend. Bring on the World Cup qualifiers. 7 points, all I'm asking. So 7 out of 9. I would be content with that. I would be happy with that, especially if one of the wins could come against Brazil. I would be very, very happy with that. And going back just a little bit, Shaw Fitness writes, Scaloni has proved all his doubters wrong. His Copa America winning coach. Wow, exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. MN, probably Buendia, right? And it's a long story, but I'm a Norwich fan. For me, the Premier League, my main team it's Norwich. The long story, like I said. And I've watched Norwich's past 2 games. If I'm being honest, Buendia has not had his best showing. He hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't quite hit that standard that I know he could hit. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what he can do. Number one, if he travels because of the Premier League ban, and if he gets to play. Master Azar writes, Emmy the goalkeeper. I like that. Divo Martinez, Emiliano Martinez, Anupam Das, Dybala, Ronaldinho, Messi Superfan 98 writes De Paul. Romero, keen to see Dybala again. Sorry, John writes, keen to see Dybala again. would be a waste if we can't get the best out of him for Argentina. Such an immense talent. I fully agree. We've seen a lot of players throughout the years for Argentina that are just incredible talents, but for whatever different reasons, never really given an opportunity. The first one off the top of my head that comes to mind are the first two, Andres D'Alessandro and Pablo Aimar, for example. Aimar, obviously, injuries, and the coaches seem to have preferred Riquelme over him. So for me, Aimar never really got that opportunity with the national team to be the star, and Andres D'Alessandro as well, just immense talent, but for him it was mostly, problems off the field, maybe attitude problems and everything. And I would hate to see Dybala kind of go down that road and not get that proper opportunity. Christian Romero for Locash. Shaw Fitness writes Paulo Dybala, the Batman. Yes, celebration. MN Aston Villa. Sorry, yes. See, that's MN. Well, I've been watching the Norwich games and they've been disastrous. But yes, I have watched Buendia with Aston Villa. And the 2 games, he hasn't been the best. He has not been the best. Thank you, MN. Thank you for that. Anupam, Romero after joining Spurs. See, I'm looking forward to seeing what Romero can do this season. For me, he could be one of the standout defenders of the Premier League. I'm not going to compare him to Van Dijk and all that stuff. I'm not going to, try and create the hype. But Tottenham are keeping Harry Kane, obviously. That came out. Harry Kane confirmed it himself. There was a big saga with Harry Kane, Manchester City, Tottenham. But Harry Kane's staying, so their star man is staying. They have a formidable squad. I would say they have a very good coach. And Romero, very much looking forward to seeing what he can do with Tottenham this season. And with Argentina, if he and Otamendi could continue that partnership, because they showed at the Copa America that they can play alongside each other. My very, very good friend, Sebastian Garcia, mentioned it on the Copa America post show. He said, Otamendi makes Romero better, and Romero makes Otamendi better. So if they could continue playing off each other, that could be a center-back pairing, at least until the World Cup, at the very, very least. Roman writes, after winning Copa America, Argentina will play fearless football with so much confidence. And, a couple of players spoke about this. I believe it was Papu Gomez, and there was someone else I cannot quite remember. But one of the Copa America winning players said, look, we took the knife out. We took the knife out of our backs, and kind of like the pressure's off, and now they could win, and now they could play. And we saw what this team can do, hungry, chasing a title. But now that they got that monkey off their back, and these guys are clearly good friends. If you follow them on social media, you'll see, Paredes was with DePaul just yesterday. They were posting a picture together. Obviously, Messi, Di Maria, and everything. If you throw Paredes in there with in Paris, but these guys are friends. These guys are friends that won the Copa America together, and they're going to be fearless. And they have absolutely no reason to fear anybody. No one. Not Italy, not France, not Brazil, not Uruguay. No one. So I'm happy. I'm happy with these guys. Looking forward to seeing what they can do. Ayman asks, should Lamela get another chance to join the squad? He played excellent in the 2 games with Sevilla. Look, it's very, very early to tell with Lamela, obviously based off 2 games, 3 goals. If I'm not mistaken, he was a substitute in both games as well. My only concern with Lamela are his injuries. Because when Lamela's fit and he's high on confidence, as he is right now, he's an excellent asset to any team and an excellent player. The situation with Lamela, we've seen this pretty much his entire career, at least his entire European club career, is that he tends to get injured. And he tends to get injured often, and he tends to get injured for a long, long time. And it's still very early to tell with Lamela, very early. But if he could keep up this current form and stay healthy, there's no reason why Lamela should not be included in the team, especially when you consider that he is playing alongside Papu Gomez, alongside Lucas Ocampos, alongside Marcos Acuna, and alongside Gonzalo Montiel, the new right back for them. So you have 5 Argentine players in the same squad that train together every single day. That chemistry is there, and it could only benefit Argentina, could only benefit Lionel Scaloni. Bridget writes, she's most looking forward to seeing Emiliano Martinez and his confidence in goal. I've watched both Aston Villa games as well. And the first game versus, I can't quite remember the first game, but I think it was 4-3, the final. I believe it was 4-3 or 4-2. A couple of the goals were not Emiliano Martinez's fault. Absolutely not. One was a big deflection, and the other was from close range. And he's shown that he could. He's good. He's good. And for me, Martinez strikes me as the type of player and the type of goalkeeper that will play better for his national team than for his club. I'm not saying he plays bad for his club. Absolutely not. Definitely not by any means. But as good as he plays for Aston Villa, I think he plays that much better for Argentina. Just my opinion. Roman writes, Lamela and Lanzini are injury-prone players. Yes. Manuel Lanzini of West Ham, very good talent. Unfortunately, very injury-prone as well. Shah Fitness, bring this comment up. Here we go. Lamela good enough to be a sub if needed. He seems not to. He doesn't seem fit. He seems not to fit Scaloni's pressing style of football. We'll see. For the time, if Lamela does eventually get selected, I would much rather see him as a substitute. See what he could do as a substitute for Argentina. As a starter, I'm not sure if he could go the 90 minutes. Like I said, because of his fitness problems, so to speak. And MN writes, crazy how Arsenal sold him. Yes, and obviously talking about Emiliano Martinez. It is crazy. And what's crazy about that is they sold him, they kept Leno, and they went on and got another goalkeeper instead. They spent, about 40 million 20 million, I believe, for another goalkeeper. So, hey, you know what? Their loss, Aston Villa's gain, and certainly Argentina's gain. They got rid of Dibu Martinez, our gain. All right. Let's get into it. So we spoke about the squad. Go Rob, good morning from Australia. Good morning, my friend. How are you? I hope you're well, and thank you for joining us. This was, as I mentioned at the very start, it was not something that was planned. I literally messaged about 10 minutes or 20 minutes before we went live. I messaged Sebastian Garcia, who always does these videos with me. I told him, hey, I'm thinking about going live. Are you free? He told me, I wish I could. I can't. So he's not able to make it. This was really last minute, last second. I thought, let's just do it. Instead of me doing, a pre-recorded video and uploading it, let's take your comments. Let's talk about it. Carl Davies, good morning. Good morning, Carl Davies. I hope you're well, and thank you for joining us. So we're just kind of discussing the team, the Argentina squad that was selected for September's World Cup qualifiers. Obviously, Paulo Dybala back in the mix, Juan Foyth. And look, taking a look at the squad, you have Angel Correa, who's on fire since last season, and he's been kind of a super sub at times, and at times not even a substitute for Argentina. You have, Messi, you have Di Maria on a high. Otamendi, I'm telling you guys, I watched Otamendi yesterday for Benfica. Dude, solid. The guy is solid. All right, Carl Levy, South American teams always in chaos. Yes, and we're going to get to that in just a couple of seconds. Literally just a couple of seconds. And then what happened with Argentina versus Italy, that game, so obviously the Diego Armando Maradona Cup, the winner of the Euros, Italy versus the winners of the Copa America Argentina. That one tentatively is set for January, either December or January. The thing is that there appears to be World Cup qualifying matches that might be played at the start of next year. That will be played at the start of next year. So obviously that would take precedent. They got to get this entire thing under control for the South American World Cup qualifiers before playing any friendly match. So let's get to it. I got a lot of questions in the chat, and it's all directed towards the same subject. So I meant, for example, would Infantino's letter affect the decision by La Liga and the Premier League? Anupam, don't you think qualifiers could be played in Europe? Godab had a question as well. Let's get to it. So news broke yesterday that the Premier League, they released a statement saying that they support the clubs in not wanting to release the players for the September international matches. Now, it's not that they're completely blocking every player. They're blocking players that are, how can I put this, in the red list, on the red zone, the red list. Essentially where COVID is, very high and certain protocols and this and that. So Argentina, or actually all of South America, would be on that red list. Meaning, Argentina in the Premier League would be without Emiliano Martinez, Christian Romero, Giovanni Lo Celso, and Emiliano Buendia. Right? So because if they were to travel to South America when coming back, if I'm not mistaken, the UK government, the United Kingdom government, the protocols would be that they would have to isolate and everything so that they would miss league matches for Tottenham and for Aston Villa. So that was a statement released by the Premier League. A couple of hours later, about 2 hours later, 2-3 hours later, La Liga released a statement that they stand with their clubs as well in not releasing their players. Right. Now I'm going to try and find the list here. I know we have it on the Mundo Albiceleste website. Let me just load this. We have it here. So as you can see, we have a lot of news here. So there you go. Let me just, that's loading here. There you go. So La Liga came out, same thing. And for La Liga, we have the names right here in this paragraph. You have Geronimo, goalkeeper from Villarreal. You have Gonzalo Montiel, Germán Pasella, Juan Foyth, Marcos Acuña, De Paul, Guido Rodriguez, Papu Gomez, and Angel Correa. So those would be the players in La Liga which would not be allowed to travel to South America for the World Cup qualifying matches in September. Right? So if you mix, I'm going to bring that back up. If you look at that, you got you have 9 players. So you have Geronimo, you have Montiel, you have Pasella, you have Foyth, you have Acuña, De Paul, Guido, Papu Gomez, and Angel Correa. This to go along with the four Premier League players. Right? So we're at 2 leagues so far. And I see you guys. Khalid, good morning from Jordan. Good morning, buddy. I hope you're well. And Parro Miguel, good morning, buddy. I hope you're well. And thank you, everybody, for joining us all around the world. Australia, Bangladesh, India, Nepal, Malaysia, everywhere. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. So those were the first 2 leagues. We had the Premier League and we had La Liga. That was on Tuesday. Wednesday, which is today, we get a statement from Syria A saying, hey, we're not going to release our players either. The Argentine players in Syria A are Juan Musso, Nahuel Molina, Martinez Cuarta, Nicolas Dominguez, Joaquin Correa, Nicolas Gonzalez, Lautaro Martinez, and Paulo Dybala. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Serie A players, 9 in La Liga, so that's 17, and 4 in the Premier League, that's 21. So 21 players would not be allowed to travel for Argentina. And I'm just going to go back to this list here, and I'm going to get to your comments in just a moment because I see a couple of comments in the chat. So I'm just going to go back to the list of players here that we had for the qualifiers. There you go. I'm going to bring this back up. There we go. So if we look, essentially we have the only goalkeeper that would be eligible for Argentina would be Franco Armani because he plays in Argentina and the rest play in Italy, Spain, and England. If we look at the defenders, Montiel, not allowed. Molina, Pasella, Foyth, Romero, not allowed. Nicolas Otamendi would be allowed because as of this right now when we're live, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Liga NOS, so the Portuguese league, still allowed. The players are still allowed. So Otamendi would be allowed. Martinez Cuarta, not allowed. Lisandro Martinez, the Netherlands, he's allowed. Acuña not allowed, and Tagliafico allowed. So essentially you have Otamendi, Lisandro Martinez, and Nicolas Tagliafico, which would be allowed to travel. So that's 3, right? That's 3 out of 28. So sorry, we're at 4 with Franco Armani. De Paul not allowed, Palacio not allowed, Paredes so far allowed. So we're at 5 players. So Leandro Paredes is allowed. Sorry, Ezequiel Palacios is allowed. So we're at 6. We have 1 goalkeeper, 3 defenders. That's 4. Ezequiel Palacios of Leverkusen in the Bundesliga, he's allowed. That's 5. Leandro Paredes allowed. That's 6. And then Guido Rodriguez, Nicolas Dominguez, Lo Celso, and Papu Gomez not allowed. So we're at 6. Angel Di Maria in Paris, he's allowed. That's 7. Correa not allowed. Julian Alvarez of River Plate, he's allowed. That is 8. Correa not allowed. Nicolas Gonzalez not allowed. Emi Buendia not allowed. Lautaro not allowed. Lionel Messi, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Lionel Messi of Paris Saint-Germain, Lionel Messi of PSG is allowed. And then Dybala not allowed. So we have 1. So I'm just going to recount this. So we have Armani, that's 1. Then we have Otamendi 2, Lisandro 3, Tagliafico 4, Palacios 5, Paredes 6, Di Maria 7, Alvarez 8, and Messi 9. So you have 9 players, essentially. You have 9 players that would be allowed to travel for Argentina. That's not even enough to field a starting 11, which is, it's crazy. But 9 out of 28 would be allowed to travel so far. So far. Hopefully now we might get some more leaks coming out and saying that they cannot, or that they will not allow players to travel. But we're at 9 so far. Shah Fitness, let's get to the comments. Shah Fitness writes, meaning we are going to see domestic-based players. So unless and FIFA, Infantino, sorry, the FIFA president on Wednesday released a statement urging the leagues to release their players. Whether that's going to change anything or not remains to be seen. But at the time being, if nothing changes, then yes, we will be seeing a lot of players from the domestic league. Some players maybe even from France as well. And let's take a look at the players from France that are presently, the Argentine players in France. Let's have that list somewhere here. Here we go. If we go to the league, our weekly review. By the way, we have weekly reviews of the top 5 leagues on the website. So let's take a look. So, wow, you have Facundo Medina. So you have a defender. Leonardo Balerdi, another defender with Marseille. And then you have Walter Benitez, the goalkeeper with Nice. So if Scaloni chooses to add any more players from the French league, he has 3. He would be able to add 3 players. Medina, Balerdi, and Walter Benitez. That's it. So chances are, yes, we will be seeing a lot of domestic-based players. Sarad, good morning from Paris, from Paris. Huge Albiceleste fan from India, studying in France. Good morning, or in French, I guess, bon matin, bonne journée. Good morning. Good morning. Amen writes, there's no point playing with so many players out. Well, the situation is this, is that obviously it doesn't just affect Argentina, it affects everybody. It affects everybody, every single team in South America. I had tweeted out the list yesterday, the list of Brazilian players. Let me see if I could re-pull that here. But the list of Brazilian players, Brazil would be missing significantly more than Argentina, essentially. So Brazil would be missing Alisson, Ederson, Thiago Silva, Fabinho, Fred, Gabriel Jesus, Richarlison, Firmino, and Rafinha. And that's only the Premier League. So just based off the Premier League players that Brazil have called up for their qualifying matches in September, just in the Premier League, Alisson, Ederson, Thiago Silva, Fabinho, Fred, Gabriel Jesus, Richarlison, Firmino, and Rafinha. 9 players alone. That's 9 players just in the Premier League. I'm not even taking a look at Syria A or La Liga. So Brazil is hit pretty badly as well. And not just Argentina. And then obviously you have Uruguay as well with Suarez and Jose Maria Jimenez and everyone else. Ronaldinho Messi Superfan 98 writes, how about 5-a-side tournament? I'll take it. I'll take that. Why not? Let's do 5-a-side. Shah Fitness writes, better cancel qualification. They can't. The qualifications for September, the qualification matches for September, the qualifiers, those were supposed to be played in March. Or part of them were supposed to be played in March. So we have something that's already been pushed back. These matches have already been delayed, already been postponed, already been pushed back. I'm not sure if they can. I am not sure if they can. Right, Roman writes, this is insane. Anish writes, Marco Senesi, if I'm not mistaken, and someone please correct me if I am wrong. Please. If I'm not mistaken, Senesi actually got injured. Is actually injured. If I'm not mistaken. Somebody please Please correct me on that. Dennis writes, or retired national veterans like Higuain and Mascherano. Yeah, Higuain's still playing the MLS. Mascherano's fully retired. He's not playing anymore. He last played for Estudiantes, and that's it. Yes, there you go. So Benitez, Medina, and Balerdi. Absolutely. Gorab, this is $1 million question. This is $1 million question in that, isn't it mandatory to release players for the clubs, from the clubs, or isn't it mandatory for the clubs to release the players? Apparently not so. So we used to think so, or I used to think so, and I guess everybody used to think so. But I was doing some research, and I could be wrong, so please do not quote me on this. But I was doing some research, and I was actually speaking with Sebastian Garcia about this today. And it doesn't appear that there's any law or rule, so to speak, from FIFA that directly affects the leagues. It's kind of difficult to explain, because to be honest, I don't fully understand it myself. But we were discussing this, and I was reading up on it, and it doesn't appear so. It doesn't appear that they are allowed. Sorry, that they must release them. Sorry. So it does not appear that they have to release the players. From my understanding, I used to believe it was the case. Apparently, not so much. Carl Davis, Bundesliga is the best league for these kinds of situations. Yes, but unfortunately for Argentina, there aren't that many Argentine players in the Bundesliga. Santiago Escasibar, if I'm not mistaken, with Stuttgart. Nicolas Gonzalez left. He's with Fiorentina right now. So there aren't that many Argentine players there. Hello. I'm going to try and pronounce this. Rakshith, a huge fan since '98 from India. Good morning. Good morning. Arjunan Y2J, good morning, my friend. I hope you're well. Good morning. Carl Davies, yes. So to get to that, that's the situation that we are kind of getting at. In that, if they do go with domestic-based players, the Brazilian players or Brazilian clubs are in much better shape than Argentine clubs. That's the problem. They are in much better shape than Argentine clubs. So if it does go only domestic-based players, it's going to be difficult for Argentina versus Brazil specifically. But you know what? If Messi's there, Di Maria is there, Paredes is there, fighting chance. And never say never. Never say never. Paul, just give me one moment here. Just going to pull something up. All right. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. That is, the national teams of Italy, Spain, England will be huge benefactors of this ban. England needs any advantage it can win to win a major trophy. Absolutely, 1,000%. 1,000%. MN, and the other $1 million question is, the only possibility is playing in Europe. I don't know. It's a possibility. It's an option. Thing is, I'm not sure it's an option that South American countries and South American federations actually want to go with. Right? There's a reason why the South American qualifiers are, in my opinion, the most difficult in the entire world. Playing at different altitudes, playing in front of fans. The referees are much more lenient, so to speak. It's tough. And if you take that, and it just has the atmosphere, the style, everything. And if you take that, you're getting rid of the South American charm. You're getting rid of the charm, in my opinion, that makes it South American. That makes these matches South American. If you take that and you throw it in Europe, yes, the matches are still going to be competitive. Yes, the players still want to win. Absolutely, 1,000%. But it's going to miss that charm, especially when you're going to have fans in attendance, because for Argentina match versus Bolivia at the Monumental, there will be fans, up to 30% capacity of the Monumental. Versus Brazil in Sao Paulo, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 12,000 or 20,000 fans, around that number, in attendance in the stadium for that match. So you're going to have fans in attendance. And, you know, is it an option to play it in Europe? It is. In my opinion, is the best option? No. But if you're going to lose 90% of your players, it's something that I fear they're going to go with. or sorry, not that they're going to go with, but I feel it's going to be an option that maybe the leagues might try and push on the South American team, saying, hey, you know what, you guys don't want to play them there, we'll allow you to play them in our stadiums. Just me thinking out loud, I think they might try and push it, but I don't think the South American countries will accept it. My verdict, my opinion, I think the matches will be played in South America. With or without the European-based players, I think the matches will be played. It's my opinion. Let's take a look here. Taking a look at the chat. Victor, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal, hermano? Any word on Gaich? Looks like Palacios has been doing okay at FC Basel. So Gaich, last I checked, and I'm going to get back to the qualifiers, obviously, but Gaich, Adolfo Gaich, last I checked, he was not registered for in Moscow, first club team. So I'll be honest, I've been a little bit out of touch since the Olympics in regards to Adolfo Gaich. But last I read, he was not registered for his club. Let's take a look here. Here we go. Arjunan, what about Almada, Zarracho, Pavon, Barcos Gaich? So this might open up the door, for some MLS-based players, Ezequiel Barco, for example, of Atlanta United, Christian Pavon of Boca Juniors, maybe Marcos Rojo of Boca Juniors. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of days, if an agreement is reached or not, if Scaloni ends up calling some emergency players. We'll see what happens with that as well. Anish, we have Palacios in Germany. Yes, we do. Ezequiel Palacios and Santiago as well. Gorab, looks like only Messi was smart enough to have Argentina priority in his contract. Lessons to be learned for players in future while signing new contracts. Some other players might have it in their contract. I'm not sure. Maybe Messi's a different case altogether because, it is Messi. Victor, not a problem. Shame, there's certainly a player in there somewhere. Thanks for the answer. Not a problem. Glad I could answer, and thank you for joining, and thank you for asking. Ayman, what's the reaction from the Argentine Football Association so far about the ban? Nothing so far. Nothing has been released. Nothing at all. Zero. That's what we're going to wait and see. We will wait and see what gives in regards to all of this. Will the Premier League break? La Liga break? Serie A break? Will FIFA force them? Will FIFA, try and fine them or something? Will there be consequences? We don't know. We will wait a little bit. Probably the next day or two, probably around the weekend, we should have a better idea in regards to that. Amanda, have you been to World Cup? No, I haven't. I'm working on going next year to Qatar for the World Cup, but I haven't. I kind of discussed this, I think, in a previous video. I was close to going in 2018. Some personal stuff came up. I was unable to go. And I'm going to take one last question, then we're going to wrap this up. We've already been going for about an hour. We're going to wrap this up. I'm going to be doing another one of these, hopefully, probably around the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, when we get a better idea of what's going on, what's happening. We're going to talk about this once more. Adjunan, why clubs are concerned about qualifiers? So it's a little bit of everything. It's the injuries and it's the quarantine as well. And this is obviously the UK government and maybe La Liga as well in Spain. I'm not sure what the restrictions are there and in Italy, but it is injuries and it is the quarantine when players are flying back from South America. Because of the quarantine, they would miss out on either one or potentially even more league matches as well for their clubs. So that appears to be the main concern. Right. We're going to wrap this up. Like I said, we're going to do another one the next couple of days, probably around Saturday, I would bet. Probably more Saturday or Sunday, when we have a better idea of all of this stuff. Last thing, did you see Sampaoli fighting in Liga? I did. The less said about it, the better. For those that missed it, it was Marseille and Nice, and there was a big brawl between the fans and some of the players, and Jorge Sampaoli got involved in there as well. Dennis, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Can't wait for another chat after Messi's PSG debut and pre-qualifiers. Yes. This I can guarantee you 1,000,000,000%. We will be doing previews and reviews just like we did for the Copa America. in regards to the World Cup qualifiers in September. And like I said, we're going to be doing another one of these either Saturday or Sunday. So keep your eyes peeled, keep it open. Hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on. Sometimes we do this last second without warning. We just send it out. Hey, we're going to be live in 15, 20 minutes. So hit that notification button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like if you haven't, or like if you enjoyed the video. I'm not going to force you to like, but if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Thank you everybody for joining. It's been a pleasure. It always is. Absolutely love it. And thank you all. Pleasure as always. It's pleasure is always mine, guys. Thank you for everything. You guys make this very enjoyable. This would not exist without you guys. So thank you, everybody, once more. And I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart, from everybody. Mundo Albiceleste, thank you very much. And we will be in touch very, very soon. And keep your eyes open. Once more, my name is Roy Nemmer of MundoAlbiceleste.com. And thank you very, very much for watching, everybody. Goodbye. Take care wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Goodbye, everybody.